Welcome to the verdict zone. Today's case is a clash of autonomy, expertise, and the unspoken contract between a client and a service provider. We're calling this one, the refused cut. This is the story of a woman whose request for a personal transformation was met not with skill, but with a value judgment from the professional she trusted. Our subject, a woman we'll call Clara, had been a loyal client at a high-end salon for years. After going through a significant life change, she decided she wanted a fresh start, symbolized by a drastic new haircut. She walked into her appointment feeling hopeful, ready for a change, and requested a short, chic pixie cut. Her stylist, Talia, who she had seen many times before, began the consultation. But instead of discussing the technical aspects of the cut, Talia's first comment was a joke about breakup hair. When Clara confirmed she had indeed just ended a long-term relationship, the tone shifted. Talia became hesitant. She told Clara that cutting her long, nice hair would be a waste. She brought up future events, weddings, and photographs, suggesting Clara would deeply regret such a short style once she saw herself in pictures. Instead of the pixie cut Clara asked for, Talia counteroffered with a much longer style, a trim, maybe some layers, but nothing close to what Clara had envisioned. Feeling dismissed and unheard, Clara realized her vision wasn't going to be respected. Her desire for a new look was being overruled by her stylist's personal opinion about what was best for her. So, she made a decision. She told Talia that if the pixie cut wasn't an option, then the appointment was over. She got up and left the salon. But the conflict didn't end there. A short while later, Clara was contacted by the salon and charged a cancellation fee for the 2-hour time slot that Talia had blocked out for her. This is where the core of our case lies. For the next 15 minutes, we are going to dissect this beauty standoff from every angle. We will analyze the stylist's position. Does a professional have a duty to refuse a request they genuinely believe the client will regret? Is that a form of professional stewardship, a way of protecting a client from a rash decision? Or is it paternalistic overreach, imposing one's own values onto a paying customer? We'll then step into the client's shoes and examine her right to self-expression. When you pay for a service, are you paying for the skilled execution of your vision, no matter what it is? Or are you also paying for the professional's curated advice and, in some cases, their approval? And finally, we have to tackle the financial thorn in this situation. If a client leaves because the provider refuses to perform the requested service, who should bear the cost of that lost time? Is the client responsible for a cancellation when they were present and willing to proceed with their original request? Or does the stylist forfeit payment by refusing the job they were booked for? This isn't just about a haircut. It's about a fundamental conflict of perspectives. For the client, it's about bodily autonomy, the right to choose what happens to her own hair, and the simple logic that if no service is rendered, no fee should be due. For the stylist, it's a matter of professional responsibility, using her expertise to prevent what she sees as a client's future regret. And from a business standpoint, it's about the financial loss incurred when a 2-hour slot in her schedule suddenly becomes empty. To help us navigate these tricky questions, we've brought in some experts. We hear from a leading ethicist who specializes in what's known as paternalism in service industries. She help us understand the fine line between offering protective guidance and imposing personal values on a client. We also speak with a veteran salon business owner who will break down the industry standards for consultation protocols, client consent forms, and how successful salons manage requests for drastic changes. She'll shed light on the business ethics, especially within the chair rent model where every hour quite literally has a price tag for the stylist. This snip and tell situation forces a sharp question. Does a service provider's expertise grant them the moral authority to override a client's clearly stated desires for the client's own good? Or does the transaction fundamentally require respecting the client's autonomy, even if it leads to a mistake? We make judgments based on appearance every single day. But what about the judgment that happens behind the chair, before the scissors even make a cut? If you're fascinated by the power dynamics hidden in our everyday transactions, and the subtle conflicts between personal choice and professional opinion, you need to join this consultation. This is the kind of conversation that defines the boundaries of service and self. Subscribe to the Verdict Zone and hit that notification bell. We deliver verdicts on the messy, fascinating conflicts that shape our lives. Define your autonomy. Subscribe now.